Yo. What's going on, man? Today is March the 1st, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Not feeling the greatest today, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, but I know something that's gonna make me feel better, and that's typically winning bets. It just, it don't matter what you got going on, physical stuff, mental stuff. It always kind of make you feel better. I got some tightness in my neck, man. I might need to see a chiropractor, but still here to do a show, man. Still here to kind of present my angles to you guys as well, and still here to listen to provide a platform for others to be able to share what they're liking on tonight's card as well. So do me a quick favor, solid favor. Hit the like button for me on the tweet if you guys can. Retweet the show if you don't mind. Hit the like button if you guys are watching on YouTube as well. As you guys join in, grab your paper and pencil, your bet slips, whatever it is that you may need and want in this for all the information that I present to you guys today. So did a morning show earlier this morning, and it was funny. It was a very interesting morning show. The Cast It with Chris NBA show. Went 4-0 yesterday with the three unders, and Miles Turner to go over his points and rebounds yesterday. So felt good. We've had like a lot of winning days in a row. My personal bets have had a lot of winning days in a row. We did have a 2-2 day the day before, but a lot of winning, a lot of green days in a row. So that feels good. But this morning was interesting because we didn't have a lot of lines. I almost didn't do a show this morning because a lot of lines weren't available. I always look at these games the night before. Then I wake up early and I start handicapping them early in the morning as well before I do the show at 7 a.m. So really difficult to cap the games without lines being out. So almost didn't do a show. A couple lines came out this morning as I was doing the show, and shout out to everybody who tapped in with me early, man. We got some positive CLV for sure on a couple of these games. One of them not so much. So I'll break it all down and get into it. But like I said, I ask that you guys show some support and hit the like button for me if you guys can. And let's jump right into it. So like I said, 4-0 yesterday on the recap. What I'm looking at today, and I gave these looks out earlier. First game, starting the mecca of basketball, man. The Brooklyn Nets will go up. I see my guy Stephen. He'll be able to tell me. I've been to New York like twice in my life, but I don't know how to get from Barclays to Madison Square Garden. I don't know if it's up the street, down the street, left, right, whatever the case might be. Brooklyn Nets going to be on the second leg of a back-to-back in New York to take on the Knickerbockers tonight. Knicks are laying 7.5 in this spot. The total is at I don't know if it's still at 222.5 or not. I need to check that. What I got on the screen is 222.5. It's 223.5. So a little bit of money coming on the over. I kind of like the over. I didn't play it, but I do like the over. Spreading this one opened at 6.5 is up to 7.5. And I like the Knicks, man. I do like the Knicks. I know it's we were kind of talking about it in one of our group chats, and they said it's a lot of responsibility for the Knicks to be able to cover 7.5 point spread. I don't know if people want to back them and trust them in this spot, but I gave this play out as my bet US play of the day, man. I really like the Knicks in this spot tonight, and they could they come back and bite me? They absolutely could, but I don't make my plays based on what I like. I do it based on what the numbers say and what my eye test tells me. My eye test tells me that the Knicks have been balling. The numbers tell me that the Knicks have been balling. And I do think that they smacked the Brooklyn Nets up tonight. I think they win this game by double digits tonight, which is why I'm cool laying the 7.5. So a couple things to kind of support that. 5 games, right? It's been 5 games for the Knicks at home since the Kyrie trade. I know I'm talking about the Knicks being at home and I'm talking about Kyrie playing for the Nets, but it's been 5 home games for the Knicks since Kyrie's been traded. The Knicks are 5-0 straight up and against the spread, winning by average of 15 points per game, averaging 119 points per game in this spot, right? Also, looking at this, right, this is just, simple way of looking at basketball, which is how I'm trying to approach it, more recently. Two teams, both of these teams played in February. I think it was like February 13th. That was after the Kyrie trade. With both teams playing on 1 day's rest. And now Brooklyn's on the second leg of a back-to-back in third game in 4 nights after a competitive game against the Bucks last night. The Knicks scored 124 points in that game. 7 of the 10 opponents that the Nets have played since Kyrie got traded have gone over their team total. 7 out of 10, 70% of the teams have gone over their team total. You look at the Nets in this spot on the road, all 3 of their opponents have gone over their team total on the road. They're allowing 128 points per game in this spot. Knicks team total is at 115.5. Most likely, I'll probably add it as another play. Haven't put that one in yet, if I'm being transparent and honest with you guys, but I like the Knicks to cover, and I like the Knicks team total to go over 115.5 with the way that the Nets have been playing defense recently. Also, I looked at I don't even have these in front of me right now. Well, I do have them in front of me. I looked at fate of the Nets. So this season, opponents have no rest, and they're playing on the 3rd game in 4 nights, and they're a road dog, and their opponent has at least 1 day of rest since January 1st, and it's a conference game. Those teams are 6-14-1 against the spread, 70% fade of the Nets, even covering the big numbers like the ones we see today. So 70% fade of the Nets in this spot. And then I got a trend that kind of supports back in the Knicks as well. You look at home favorites in conference games, playing against an opponent that's on the second leg of a back-to-back where you have more than 1 day's rest. Those teams are 18-7-2 against the spread, 72%. And they're even covering the big numbers as well. So I like the Knicks today, man. It's my favorite spread play. And I'll tell you guys something else also. As we get closer, towards the end of the season, I'm not into playing a lot of guessing games and trying to figure out who I like in these small spreads. We had the Knicks at the Garden the other day. They just beat the Celtics by more than average this margin tonight. And what I'm just so you guys know, I'm not trying. If I don't feel like I have an edge, I typically don't make a play, right? That's gambling. What I'm trying to do is win, right? So we talked about it the other day. The Knicks being a buzzsaw, they're really really hot. I didn't want to take the Celtics, but I didn't want to bet against the Celtics because the Celtics are really really good when they needing to win by 3 points or less. So I say all that to say that for me, is Knicks or nothing in this spot, and I'm not into guessing. So because I'm not into guessing, a couple of these games I just kind of laid off because I didn't feel like I have enough information on, or it was just too many conflicting trends. But Nets minus 7.5, man, top player today. Couldn't talk anybody off the Knicks minus 7.5, top player today as far as the spread. Also couldn't talk anybody off the first quarter spread, the first half spread. To me, it just kind of feels like if this game is going to be close, it's going to be close earlier than it is going to be later, especially with the Nets being on the second leg of a back-to-back, a 3rd game in 4 nights. I expect the Knicks at the end of I don't know what happens in the first quarter and second quarter. The stats say that the Knicks, win probably the first quarter and the second quarter on the spread as well. But Knicks first quarter, Knicks full game, I do expect a double-digit win. So I did lay the 7.5 with the New York Knicks in this spot. Next game that I want to talk about, and I'm not going to give you guys I have my best bets at the bottom, but if you joined earlier, we talked about this morning when we did the show, the Chicago and Detroit total actually dropped. When I say dropped, I mean it came out live while we was on the show, and I encourage everybody, if they wanted it, to go ahead and take it in because the total would drop. And of course, it's shot down. I think it's at like 222 and a half. I'm talking about the Bulls and the Pistons. So I played it at 227. I'm not going to give that out to you guys and tell you guys to take that. And the analysis around it, it's kind of redundant, and it is not necessary anymore. I do think that the game still has potential to go over. I saw the news came out that Livers is out. Bogdanovich is going to be on a minutes restriction with the Achilles news. And Detroit just struggles to score the ball recently. The Bulls, best defensive team over the last 5 games, 10 games. And they also struggle to score the ball as well. They rank only 24th offensively. Detroit, 13th defensively, 28th offensively over the last 7 games as well. So I do like that game to go under, but I'm not endorsing the total at 222.5, I think is what it at. I got it at 227. So hopefully the CLV pays off for me there. And then the other play that I talked about this morning was the Lakers. I did take the Lakers this morning. I think it's a must-win game for the Lakers. Of course, this is before the Anthony Davis news, so I'm not, encouraging you guys to take the Lakers. But I did take the Lakers. I played the Lakers when they were actually a -1, and then I also played the Lakers at a +1 as well. So I know AD being out, kind of hurts the total. Not the total. It hurts the Lakers, but I still kind of feel like it's a winnable game for the Lakers, man. OKC has not won a game since the All-Star break started. They didn't play their starters a lot of minutes last night. None of them actually played like more than 25 minutes. So do I like it as much now? Absolutely not. But do I think the Lakers still have the potential to win this game? Yes. So I'm not telling you guys to take that. I'm just telling you guys what I played. It's at the bottom of the screen. Minus the 1.5 is what I took earlier. Also got them at a +1 after the show as well. So not telling you guys to take either one of those. A couple other games I want to talk about before I pass it along to everybody else. And for you guys who joined late, do me a favor as you guys join and just hit the like button for me if you guys can retweet the show, share the show. All that good stuff, man. Appreciate you guys. So a couple other games I want to talk about. A couple of these games I'm not gonna mention at all. I'm gonna just kind of leave it up to you guys. In that game between the going back real quick between the Knicks and the Nets, Nicholas Claxton didn't have a PRA that was out, but I was looking for his points, rebounds, and assists, and I was going to play the under. Just because he has another. I mean, he had a matchup last night against Milwaukee, and they're bigs. Tonight it doesn't get any easier when you get Jericho Sims and Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. So I couldn't find a PRA for him. I don't know if his number is even going to come out, but I would be looking towards that as well. Not official play, but just something that I'm looking towards if I can actually find a number on Mr. Nicholas Claxton. He's been ghost lately, so. That's another way to look in that game. Moving along, the Portland game. I kind of talked about this one yesterday. So Portland, I know that I know the line changed. Portland is at home tonight. They are -2.5 right now. Total is up to 233.5. They get the struggling New Orleans Pelicans in this spot. The Pelicans have been terrible, man. I backed them on Sunday when they were playing against the Knicks, +3, and they got smashed in that spot. Then I also backed them first quarter on what was that, Monday? It had to be Monday. At home against the Magic, and they got smashed in that spot as well. I think they gave up 36 points in the first quarter. So Pelicans, I think I tweeted it out. 99.9% chance I won't bet on them again this season, and I'm standing by that. It's Portland or nothing for me in this game. I know they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. They have played well historically throughout this season. But I think more so than Portland, I kind of like the under in this spot. It's 233.5. You look at the Pelicans, they have really, really struggled to score the ball, without Zion Williamson. Also, Herb Jones. I was going to say something about Herb Jones. Herb Jones' shooting regression has really, he never was a knockdown shooter, but CJ McCollum has a hand injury. He's trying to play through it. Brandon Ingram is just, a one-man show right now. So I'm pretty sure you just put Matisse Thybulle on him and, make him work for his, and you just guard everybody else. Valanciunas is also listed as questionable. Josh Richardson is also listed as questionable. So it's Pelicans and it's Portland or nothing for me. But I think if I do play Portland minus the 2.5, I'm also going to take the total to go under 233, just because the Pelicans are averaging about 105 points on the road over the last 5 games. Their offense has been really, really bad. When I say bad, I mean like it's been really, really bad. If people have been watching the Pelicans play, I had it pulled up. So here we go. So since February started, so pretty much over the last month, the Pelicans have played 5 road games. They're 1-4 straight up, 1-3-1 against the spread, 4-1 to the under, averaging 105 points, giving up 114 points. Which means that, it's about 219, 220 points on average in these games. And we get a total of 233 points. So I think if Portland was doing anything, if New Orleans was doing anything yesterday, hopefully they was watching the film on how to guard, Damian Lillard. You gotta hedge every screen. You got to force the ball out of his hand and make other players beat you. The Houston Rockets are not capable of that, clearly. But the Golden State Warriors definitely turned the defense up on them last night. He didn't even come close to getting over that 37.5 points. So I think the Pelicans are smart enough to do that. I think Coach Willie Green is smart enough to do that. I think they have a lot better defenders. So that's why I like the under as well. I know Anthony Simons is supposed to be coming back, but he shouldn't. I don't think he should be in the greatest form. Last thing I want to mention on the Pelicans, I talked about how their offense has been so bad. They're shooting 39% on the road. I'm sorry, they're shooting 46% on the road. Also shooting, they're making a league low 8.4 threes on the road as well over the last month. And they're shooting 29% from the three-point line. They just don't have any shooters. I don't know if you guys been watching them play, but I'm talking about it's bad. It's really, really bad. So could they shock the world today? Absolutely. We're always gambling with our money when we play sports, but I'm only looking towards Portland. I don't like Portland as much. I think they're gonna slide as well. But if I had to play the game, I'd be playing Portland minus the 2.5. I'd also be playing the under 233.5 because I think Portland got to bring it defensively to even stay in this game. And I also think that Portland, the Pelicans still continue to struggle to score. Those are like my favorite looks for the game. And also let me touch on Charlotte real quick. The Charlotte Phoenix game with KD coming back, and then let me touch on the Memphis and Houston game too. So let's talk about Phoenix and Charlotte first. So Phoenix, of course, KD is making his debut today. On the opposite side, so you get a great player coming in on one side, then you lose I think LaMelo is going to be a really great player in this league. You lose a great player for Charlotte. He's done for the season with that fracture in his leg. Phoenix is laying 10 points on the road. What do I think happens in this game? I think KD will probably be on a minutes limit. I think Charlotte slows down the pace a lot, and I'd be looking towards this game to go under the 229. Official play for me? No, I'm not playing it, but I do think that Phoenix probably smashes Charlotte in this spot. I know Charlotte had been playing better basketball, but Phoenix is a really good defensive team on the road. I think they win with their defense as well. And one thing I looked at real quick, I don't even know if I screenshotted it. Hold on. I want to make sure. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so one thing I looked at in the history of the NBA, there's only been 2 times where. Hold on, let me make sure I got this right. Make sure I'm not giving y'all some crazy stuff. Okay, I think I got it right. So it's only been 2 times in history that a team has won 4 games in a row that has a 50% win percentage or worse. So a losing team has won 4 games in a row, and then they're a home dog of 10 points or more. To me, that kind of indicates that some kind of big injury happened or something like big had to happen, because you don't typically go from winning 4 games, and then being a home dog of 10 points or more. So it's only happened twice in the history of the database on Killer Sports. Those teams are 0-2 straight up and against the spread. One time happened in December 28th, 2019. And then another time it happened February 22nd of last year, the Timberwolves and the Warriors. Both of those teams lost by one team lost by 20, the other team lost by 30. What is that? 30 by 27. So should the Phoenix Suns absolutely smash this team tonight? I think so, man. Did I get there and lay the points with them? Nah, I didn't. But with this scenario happening twice in history, and the average score being 136.5 points to 108, I'm not playing Charlotte. That's one thing I'm not doing. So those are my kind of notes on that game. I think it's Phoenix or nothing, especially with their ability just to be able to play defense. If they win this game by 10 to 15 points, by 11 to 15 points, it wouldn't surprise me at all. LaMelo being out may take the air out of the team for Charlotte. I think Gordon Hayward probably has the best offensive game on the Charlotte side, just because he has been playing, pretty good basketball recently. So if I had a player prop, that's probably where I'd be looking to play. I'd be looking to play him. But I also like the full game to go under. I think Charlotte, finds it difficult to score. Phoenix also one of the slower paced teams when they travel as well. So those are my thoughts on that game. The last game I want to talk about just a tad bit is the Memphis and Houston game. I'm not really interested in Cleveland and Boston today. I feel like that's a 2 good teams. I'm not trying to, there's too many conflicting things in that game. Same thing with Orlando and Milwaukee. Not a game I'm extremely interested in. Chris Middleton did get ruled out. Milwaukee's still 8-point favorites. 8.5 point favorite some places, and we know Orlando plays extremely well as a road dog. Just got to win outright. Not they didn't even need the 4 points in New Orleans 2 nights ago. So going back to what I was talking about, the Memphis and Houston game. So Houston is absolutely trash. They are probably one of the worst teams. Well, probably the worst team in the NBA. Them and the San Antonio Spurs, of course. I don't think that they're trying to. I mean, I know that they're not trying to win games. I don't think that they're going to win another game this season. You know, I think they do got San Antonio twice. They might win one of those. But I don't look for. I look for Memphis to smash the Houston Rockets today as well. Memphis is laying 10 points. It's up to 10.5 on some books. The total's at 231. Coming off the game last night against the Lakers, so it is the second leg of a back-to-back. They get tomorrow off, and I think they travel to Denver to play Denver. So they do have a pretty difficult schedule coming up. But when I look at this game, the first thing that kind of jumps out to me is Houston's inability to be able. Well, Houston's ability. One of their strengths. Houston don't got too many strengths, but one of their strengths is the ability to be able to rebound the basketball. They rebound well. They are one of the better rebounding teams in the league. If they shoot the ball so terribly that if they didn't rebound the ball well, they just get blown out by even more each game. But the Houston Rockets, they do rebound the ball well. The problem is the Memphis Grizzlies rebound the ball well. So now your advantage becomes is neutralized. So with Houston recent performance on the defensive end, I would only be able to look for Memphis to cover the game, cover the spread. I think it could get out of hand early. I don't know if people remember, but Memphis went to Indiana earlier this year and smashed them. They also went to Charlotte earlier this year and smashed them as well. To me, it kind of feels like one of those games. I didn't look at the query, but if you look at season equals 2022 and team equals Grizzlies and opponent win percentage is less than 40% and away, A for away, you probably get a really good number on Houston being able to cover this spread, even as a 10-point, favorite in this game on the second leg of a back-to-back. So I would only be playing Houston. I also think you got to look at Desmond Bane threes. I think they're 2.5. They're probably getting juiced throughout the day. And what I'll tell you guys is that if you guys have access, all my VA people and all my people who got Bet365, you can actually take Desmond Bane threes. And I guess I am kind of advising this, but it's nothing that I did. You can take Desmond Bane threes on Bet365. I talked about it the other day. If you guys in Virginia, I think the promotion is over now, but if you guys in Virginia, you definitely need Bet365. If you go to, you can ladder Desmond Bane threes. I think it's 2.5 right now. Houston has allowed Klay Thompson to make 12 threes, and Damian Lillard made I don't know how many threes the other day. I think he made 12 too. So could that be Desmond Bane today? Absolutely, it could. I think. So if you go to player props from Bet365 and go to player 3-pointers made milestone, you can take Desmond Bane threes all the way up to they give you 9 threes. I don't think he's gonna make 9 threes, but 9 threes is plus 2,500. If you wanted to take Desmond Bane to hit 5 threes tonight, which he's totally capable of, I think he makes about 4.5 on the road. 5 threes for Desmond Bane is plus 400. 6 threes is plus 775. Is Desmond Bane capable of that? Absolutely. We saw what he did the other day in Philly in the first half, and then he kind of got cold. But I like Desmond Bane threes a lot tonight. Did I play him yet? No, I didn't. But those are my top looks for the card today. 24 minutes, man. Like I said, hit the like button for me. Your boy not feeling the greatest, man. I need to go see a chiropractor, man. My neck hurting a little bit. But let me go through the comment section real quick, and then I also want to hear from anybody who got a request or anything that they like in the day. Let's see what y'all seeing in the comment section. Appreciate you, Matt Stoney. What up, Free Minds? Sean said hit the like button. I kept the same exact way. Those unders went crazy yesterday. Yeah, they did. What else, y'all on? What else? I don't see no plays. Euphoria got some hockey plays in here. It looks like the Canes, the Rangers, the Oilers in Toronto, New Jersey Devils. Okay. Bucks and Magic under, Sean said. That's the way I'd be looking too. I'd be looking towards the under in that game. If I'm playing anything in that one as well, Sean. But I'm not playing that game. Matt Stoney said he liked the Knicks covering hit. Let's get some Knicks money tonight, man. Knickerbockers. Good luck on the Knicks tonight. took them against Boston, so I'm gonna chill off of them. Okay. Knicks first half as well. A kid named Coop said. What else? Detroit plus 6.5. Euphoria said. I can't get behind Detroit right here, Euphoria. I know that they are the more rested team, but Chicago owns Detroit. They like the. There's a couple teams that own the Pistons, and the Knicks are one, and Detroit is and Chicago is the other team. Chicago has struggled to score the ball, but I can't back Detroit in any form right now. Not with how bad their offense has been recently. And I know they get Abby back and they get Bogdanovich back, but Bogdanovich's gonna be on a minutes limit. I can't do it. I cannot do it here. OKC tanking. Prop said my girl doesn't cap, but I told her that AD wasn't playing tonight, and she said to take Dennis Schroeder points. Gotta grab that now. Okay, hey, follow what your girl said, man. Hopefully she's profitable. AD disappointed me by sitting out. Perfect spot for the Lakers. Bounce back already. Was on them. Me too, Coop. I was on them. I took the Lakers as well. Let's see what else y'all on. New Orleans are a complete fade. Told y'all about that. Orlando +4. The CJ under 2.5 threes been slapping. Okay, that could be a good look. Said he can't shoot the ball right now, so I don't know what the odds are on CJ McCollum to go under his 2.5 threes, but I could see it. I could see it for sure. Shout out to AOD. I think Aiden takes a back seat tonight. What do we think on his unders? The reason why I don't like playing games with new players kind of getting acclimated. I typically like staying off the full game. I know that the Clippers have burnt a lot of people recently since they got Westbrook and they haven't been able to win a game. I would say to kind of wait and see. KD first game back, it's a lot going on. They got a lot of guys who want the ball. We don't know how many minutes KD gonna be playing. So I'm just kind of off of that game. Could Aiden show up in a big way? He absolutely could. Center's been cooking against the Charlotte Hornets. And I know they got Mark Williams, and I know that they got what's the other light-skinned guy name? Roberts. I can't think of his first name. I know that they got, some paint presence as far as rebounding and shot blocking, but Aiden will take you out on the post and hit that little jumper. Take you out on the free throw line extended, hit that little jumper, and take you out your comfort zone when you're trying to guard him. So I'm not on Aiden unders. I do think it's pretty interesting that the line only moved. His points plus rebounds line only moved 1 with KD coming back. So take with that information and do what you want. I'm not gonna play it. Not gonna lie, Portland needs Simmons and Nurkic bad. They do, Euphoria. That's one reason why I don't necessarily want to back them, but it's two teams that you want to fade. You can't back the Pelicans. Well, at least I can't back the Pelicans. I think CP3 will have like 15 assists tonight with KD playing. He could. He definitely could. Can Herb Jones get the 10 points? I would bet no. I get money, but somebody got to score for him. So somebody got to step up. Desperate time called for desperate measures. So somebody could go off in that game. Euphoria said he played the under 230 on Phoenix and Charlotte. I would only be able to look towards the under in that game as well. CP3 over 8.5 assists. I can see it, John. What else? What up to my guy RC? I bet my future mortgage on Simmons gets ruled out tonight. Okay. Hey, hope your mortgage ain't too expensive, Stoney. Houston first quarter spread. Houston came out tough at home. Memphis 0-5 went on a road trip. Okay. Best of luck if you take that. I'm not getting involved in that first quarter. I've been wrong on first quarters. I've been hitting pretty much everything else, but first quarter's been pretty bad lately. So I'm not messing with that. I took under 224 Pistons Bulls, which I think I took under 227. So I really like that number. 226.5, I think is what I got it at. Claxton PRA is at 20.5. I like the under. What book is that? COK? I think it's COK. I think is how you pronounce that. What book did you find Claxton on? I want to get on Claxton under as well. Markel said Knicks first half. All I got. Pistons Bulls going under 224. I would think so. Gordon Hayward under 4.5 assists is plus 112, and Jimmy Butler under 21.5 points is what DJ said he's on. With no AD, what do you think of Schroeder under 7.5 assists? With the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder have been playing defense over the last 5 games, I can't take any unders on anybody from the Lakers. With no AD and no Bron, and this being a new team, I'm not sure where the offense is going to come from. I'm not sure how it's going to look. I don't want to take that gamble, so I didn't play anything as far as prop-wise in the Laker game. Jared Vanderbilt, rebound should get there, absolutely. Can he get a double-double? He should. I think it's probably juice now. I think I saw that minus 150 earlier, but it's not a gamble I want to take, man. It's not a gamble I want to take. Quickley over 12.5 points. Volume been there for him. I could see that. I could definitely see Quickley getting his points. Did Tatum disappoint anyway last night? So Tatum didn't play last night. It was 2 nights ago. But I'm pretty sure he disappointed some people. I wasn't on Tatum. Bulls Pistons under 223 in my book now. Would you still take that at that number? I would take the under 223, Will. I would take the under 223. If you can get it at 223. I do like that to go under. Bogdanovich under 17 was something I was fine taking, but I'm altering it up to under 19 and 20 for leg building purposes. Okay. Mitchell Robinson double-double is plus 280, had a double-double 3 straight. That's a good find right there, Mike. I do like Mitchell Robinson because I think, Nicholas Claxton could get in foul trouble. Even if he don't, Mitchell Robinson, one of the best rebounders in the NBA, offensive and defensive. So I like Mitchell Robinson a lot tonight. We ate yesterday with I didn't give it out officially, but somebody asked about, I think it might have been Keith, asked about Brook Lopez against the New York Knicks. Against the Nets. And I said that the Nets were bottom 5 defensively against centers, rebounding and points. So I think Brook Lopez was over 20.5, and he cashed yesterday as well. Anybody who tailed that play as well. So I can see Mitchell Robinson doing the same type thing. Of course, he's not going to be at the 3-point line, but he should get, a bunch of rebounds and a bunch of, tip-ins, some rim runs, all that good stuff. So I like that. Kelly Oubre should have a night as well, slight revenge game. He is in the starting lineup. Kelly Oubre is starting for LaMelo tonight. No PJ Washington is huge. I'm on Oubre all across the board. What else? How you feel about Brandon Ingram? I can't trust Ingram no more. I can't trust him anymore. He just out there shooting. But if you play him, I hope you cash. I'm not on his unders. I mean somebody got to score. Mitchell Robinson 7.5 points and double-double is plus 288. Going to attack the interior. Dorian Finney-Smith and Mikal on the wings, funnel to Mitchell in the post against Claxton off a back-to-back. I like it. NBA props. Last night I had Poole and DiVincenzo over as a backup, and they had and they both hit because Portland can't stop guards. That double ain't guarding. That's why I'm considering Herb Jones for only 10. But who else? Yeah, that's what I said. Who else, right? Brooklyn allowing 24 centers in a row to get 8 points when they play 28 minutes. Okongwu twice. Even Time Lord. Okay, that's a nice find, NBA prop. And he's home, getting minutes ramped up. I like it. Durant is a scoring machine, but always fade players coming off a long layoff, so points under. That's a look that I typically play. Am I playing KD unders tonight? No, I'm not, but I wouldn't play as over. I wouldn't play KD over just because it's probably not going to be needed. Probably going to be a minutes restriction, and he could come out rusty. For sure. Brooklyn allowing 10 of last 11 centers with 28 minutes to have a double-double. I like the Mitchell Robinson double-double. I might end up sprinkling on that NBA props. Appreciate you sharing that look. They bought back defensive props. I like Robinson over 1.5 blocks, the full ladder on FanDuel. Okay, Keith. Appreciate you sharing that as well. All right, so let me get to the request, man. If you guys got a request, send it to me. Let me know what you guys are on. If you want to share anything, if you guys got any questions, probably going to be on here for about another 30 minutes real quick, and then I'm going to get into the card for tomorrow before some of these games start tonight. My guy Stefan in the building, and he the Knicks spokesperson. So I'm interested to hear what his thoughts on the game today. Hopefully they align with mine. What's going on, Stefan? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's good, my guys? The glorious day, man. The Knicks run New York again.
Absolutely, I definitely do.
Hey, listen. First off, I love everything about the Knicks tonight, but it does give me hesitation that it's a little bit of kind of a coronation party tonight. The boys were at 1-0 the other night. Not 1-0. Cow downtown. Everyone's celebrating. I think they should win handily tonight, but it does scare me a little bit that the Nets are kind of a wounded team. But the thing in this game I absolutely love, and I'm all over, is everything Mitchell Robinson. So obviously, I compare it to in the NFL, when you have a running back who's missed 4 or 5 weeks and he comes back and he just looks quicker than everyone out there because he's had that rest. Mitch just has that bounce in his legs. He's killing his rebounds line. So there's 3 different ways I'm looking at this. I don't like to play the same thing over and over. But if you look at February, centers against the Nets have given up 10-plus rebounds to 9 of the 11 centers they faced in February. And the other 2 who didn't get 10 were Rob Williams, who grabbed 9 in 19 minutes, and Jericho Sims will grab 7 in 24 minutes. Another thing I really like is I took his rebounds to 9.5, and I took it all the way up to 16, which is plus 1,200 on PointsBet. He's got 13, and I want to say 12 in the 3 games since he's been back. He has 3 double-doubles. They keep disrespecting my dog. I'm taking the double-double every single time. It was like 500, then 450, now it's 290. I'm going to keep taking it when these stupid odds out. And the thing I love, I hate to bet everything Mitchell Robinson, because God forbid he got 2 quick fouls. His 2.5 rebounds in the first quarter on Caesars, as I want to say, is minus 117. Centers in the month of February are 10 for 11 against the Nets on grabbing at least 3 rebounds. Mitch has 4 rebounds, and 5 rebounds in the 3 games in the month of for tonight. I like to count Bridges for his 20.5. Now, the Knicks struggle against the 3. And something I found interesting I read was, so the Knicks played the Nets like about 10 days ago or whatever. And it was Josh Hart, it was Jalen Brunson, and Bridges all squared off. And, Bridges was terrible. He had like 8 points. But Brunson went off at 40. Hart went off at 27. And if you look at Bridges' lines, like the last 10 games, he's 8 for 10. 8 out of 10, on that 20.5. So I kind of like him to bounce back. The Knicks sucked against the 3. And the final one, ton of plays, is Quickley 12.5 points. It's a set it and forget it at this point. Dude's automatic. He's on his way to being in that 6th man of the competition for the year race. And it's at this point, the next secondary unit has no resistance. Like, who's going to guard this guy? Cam Thomas? Like, if Cam Thomas is out there, that's barbecue chicken. He might have a 4-man at halftime. So, those are the looks I like. I really think on Mitchell Robinson.
So, Mitchell Robinson, double, Stephen, and then you said Bridges as well over his 20.5 and Quickley over his, you said 12.5, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, Mitchell Robinson, I'm going to sink. He's won me so much money last couple days. I'm going to sink or swell. I'm taking his 2.5 in the first quarter. I'm taking the double. I'm taking the ladder all the way up to 16 to the top floor. I just don't see how they provide any resistance. The only way he's not hitting this rebound line is if he gets foul trouble, hurt, or it's a blowout. It's the only way.
Hey, I like it. It correlates with the blowout that I'm anticipating. I don't think it is necessarily a blowout early, but I do think that that y'all win this game by double digits tonight, 7. So that's why I took the spread on the 7.5.
You know what? And that's why you should be afraid. Because from a Knicks fan, anytime you put expectation on this franchise, especially the Nets, be afraid.
No, that's a fact. I like them tonight, man. I think they keep it going for sure. We're gonna see how it go. I also like the spot too. Like I like the spot for fading the Knicks on the 3rd leg and 4 nights too. But appreciate the insights, Stephen. So real quick, Stephen said Mitchell Robinson double, his 2 rebounds in the first quarter, his rebounds ladder, Bridges over 20.5 points, and Quicklly over 12.5 points as well. I like the looks, bro. Like the looks. I mean, I think you come out profitable no matter if you even if you lose a couple of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so. I appreciate it. Like, hey, I appreciate you preaching to keep the plays down, because the play I really like tonight is Cam Johnson 3, 4, 5 threes. But I'm not doing it because I'm just trying to stay profitable.
I like it, man. I always, I'm always gonna preach that because I always want to see people win money, and I hate when people lose tickets. It's one of the reasons why I try to promote like responsible, healthy gambling. Like don't get on. I try not to get on here and give out 10 plays, even if I like 10 things. So appreciate you shouting me out, Stephen. Best of luck to you tonight, bro. I hope you cash these.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. I get money, so I'll be right back. I'm going to bet Mitchell Robinson right now before y'all dry the spread up. I like it. A little 2-leg teaser. Magic plus 14.5 and the Lakers plus 9.5. 6-point teaser. I couldn't talk anybody off that. I'm not playing that, but I couldn't talk anybody off of it. Scotty said tonight is the first time Damian Lillard will face CJ McCollum head-to-head. DraftKings has combined points between the two at 58.5 at plus 100. I also laddered 30 and 35. Man, I think I would be there with you, Scotty, if CJ McCollum was 100%. I think that hand injury is real. Now, could he dig down deep in his bag tonight? Being back home in Portland, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very emotional game for him. It absolutely could. But I don't know, man. I hope you cash it, though. Not betting on the under, so definitely hope you cash it. Abacai said he's on Wiseman over 8.5 boards. only play for him the whole entire day. Joe Chris said he's on Durant PRA under 29.5, easy money. Okay. McCollum's shooting hand is messy. Yeah, that's what I said too. I said Wiseman been playing well for Detroit. He has been playing extremely well. If you guys been watching Wiseman, he been hooping. Let me get to Dream, and then I'm gonna come to you as well, Vaughn. See what my guy Dream on today. Anybody else that got requests? Got plays that you want to share, or if it's just a question, you can ask the panel that's up here with me, and maybe we'll be able to answer it collectively. But Dream, what's going on, my guy? What's up, man? How you?
Licking my wounds after my guy said gun fronted on me last night. Aside from that, man, you living, you learn.
Absolutely, it's gambling, Dream. It's gambling, bro. It's all good. It's about to bounce back, bro.
Yeah, and like you said, man, that wasn't. I don't gamble, man. I be spending a lot of time researching it, so you got to live and die with your research. But
that's a fact.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I got 4 plays and a couple ladders. But first play, I just get right on to CJ. So I played CJ. I was hesitant for a couple of reasons. Valanciunas may be playing, which will take some shots away, and I think he is playing. And obviously the hand injury. The only reason why I took this is because Portland is awful. He's going to be able to, in my opinion, get some layups. He's going to be able to get to the basket. He's taken 18 shots, 17 shots, and 20 shots like his last 3 games. He's actually covered this number as far as going over 20 since he's had the injury. He had 23 about a week ago. So the only thing that makes me a little worried, and I think he's going to get the volume. I think he gets 20 plus shots tonight. So that's why I love him going over 20.5. But the only thing that worries me a little bit, but is also encouraging, is he's 2 of his last 17 from 3. Obviously, you would think, yeah, his hand is hurt. That has some sort of effect on it. The way I look at it is, if he's shooting them, then there's a chance that they could go in. Like, he's not going to, if his hand is so hurt that he can't shoot threes, he wouldn't be shooting them.
That's a fact.
He would just be trying to get floaters and try to get, pull-ups in the lane, closer shots, but he's still shooting them.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact, Dream. Because, and so just to piggyback off of that, because I said the same thing, right? He said this in the interview, he said, they asked him, like, how bad's your hand hurt? He said, hurts to shoot, dribble, pass, catch, everything, right? But then when I watch him play, like, he came out jacking against Orlando in the first quarter the other day, and I'm like, okay, so it doesn't hurt to shoot. He's just not making them, like you said. He also, like, if they were going to shut it down, like, he could just, if he thought he was going to hurt the team, he would just tell the coach that he don't want to play no more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not well enough to be out there. So I totally understand what you're saying, bro. Keep going.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And I saw the interview, I think maybe the same interview as you, and he was talking about how this is a big playoff push and it's a big game and all that. So, like my man said, it's his first time playing Dame. It's not his first time going back to Portland, but all the 3 other times he went back, Dame was hurt. So he may get Dame to guard him. And one last little nugget before I move on. If Dame is man's, so if his man is guarding him, he's less likely to do dirty stuff like slap him where his hand is hurt and try to do little stuff like Pat Bev or Alex Caruso or somebody like that.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? So I look into all that little stuff. I just don't think it'll be more aggravated. I think he's gonna get a shot, so I like it. Well, I love it. I played it.
What you played, Dream? You played his points or his threes or
points? I just played his points. I laddered him 5 threes. I didn't do the full ladder, but I just sprinkled 5 threes at plus 600 because I think he comes out shooting, and I can see him going 2 for 3 in the first 5 minutes of the game from 30 because he's been so cold. But I played his points over 20.5 at DraftKings. 21.5 is fine. I'm pretty sure he gets 20 shots tonight.
Okay.
My next play, Jaden Ivey, over 15.5 points. You can get it plus money right now at FanDuel. I love it because I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Jaden Ivey show for the rest of the season. Bogdanovich being limited with minutes, that helps it even more. I loved it before then, though. But if I watch Detroit a lot, and he's leading them in shot attempts. The offense is pretty much running through him at this point. The first play of the game is most likely going to be him or Killian Hayes running a pick and roll with James Wiseman. It's going to be a lob or somebody going to shoot. Long story short, he's going to get 15 to 20 shots. He's covered this line for the last 5 games. And last game, he didn't cover it. He had like 10 points and 10 assists, but he shot 3 of 16. That's the only reason why he ain't covered. So, and he's shooting a 3 a lot more. I love the volume, and I always got a little special reason I play things. He was out, and the streets are saying this because he had a baby. He had his Instagram. People was pointing to his Instagram, and he was expecting. There was an announcement in January that he was expecting. They didn't say when. But that's what people in Detroit and on Twitter and stuff is saying, that he had a baby. I couldn't confirm it, but that would make sense to me, personal reason, to come back and play the next game. So if that's the case, Fred VanVleet, new daddy. Then my last 2 plays, they unders. I took the Heat and Sixers under 216. It's at 215 now. I still like it. Long story short, they don't win under 207. 8 of the last 11 matchups. If you watch that last game, it was one of the slowest paces of the season. The pace was 88. The average pace for NBA game is over 100. And I think a lot of that is just due to the players. You got Harden, who loves to dribble. You got Embiid, who when he get the ball, he going back down. He going to do his jab step. And you got Jimmy Butler, who ain't trying to get into his offense fast either. So whether Embiid or not plays or not, I still like it. Obviously, I would like it more if Embiid plays because I think that slows the game down. But I played that. And then my last under is the Bucks. This number done got away from me, but I still like it, obviously. Under 226. It's at 228.5 right now. Not sure why it's going up. Maybe the assumption that Giannis is playing. But the reason why I like this is I watch Orlando. They play slow as it is. They try to stay in games by bringing the game to a slow pace. They shoot with like 5-6 seconds left in the shot clock all the time. The Bucks have the best defensive rating in the league. And Orlando, they struggle against top 10 teams. They have the 4th fewest points per 100 possessions. So long story short, they get locked up by teams, the best teams in the league. But the good thing about it is they cover those games more often than not. They stay in those games. And the way they stay in those games, like I said, they just slow the game down. They try to play an ugly pace. So I was thinking about playing the Orlando team total under, but I just opted for the full total under. And Orlando, their games have gone under 4 of the last 5. The Bucks 3 of the last 5. So that's what I'm on. I got some ladder plays. I think y'all gonna go for 40 tonight or have a triple-double. And I love Marvin Bagley, but you can check all that out on my page. I'm gonna post some lays. But I like Bagley because I could see Wiseman going crazy, but they're gonna split 24 minutes apiece unless one gets in foul trouble, and Wiseman has a better chance of getting in foul trouble than me. So if Wiseman gets in foul trouble and Bagley gets 30 minutes, he's gonna go crazy. That's what I'm on.
I like it, Jay. It's so funny you mentioned Ja because I was thinking the same thing. I said either Ja going for 40, Desmond Bane gonna hit 7 threes, or Ja gonna get the triple double. I think one of those 3 are inevitable to happen today for sure. I just don't know exactly which one it's gonna be, Jay.
No, that's a fact. Like you good sprinkling all 3, and honestly, Ja triple double and Bane 5 threes, they both can happen.
Right. That can happen together in conjunction for sure. No, I like it, Jay. I like it. Ja double definitely in play as well. Houston just they're not even trying to play defense anymore. And I think Memphis is slowly but surely starting to figure it out without Steven Adams as well. Tillman coming in. They've been getting big contributions from some of the other guys as well. Luke Kennard kind of getting acclimated to the offense. So Dream got some good looks, man. Dream got some real good looks. Like I always say, man, y'all give Dream a follow. Dude always breaking it down. All his stuff is posted on his page. He posts more on his page than I do. I typically get on Twitter to start a space, in the space, check beat writers, and make sure I know who's injured and who's not. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm on Twitter for. So I don't post a lot. It's mostly video content for me, but definitely check Dream out. Always got his plays. Give him out early as well. Appreciate you, Dream. I hope you cash him. Appreciate you sharing the looks, bro. Vaughn, I'm coming to you, and then Frag, I'm coming to you. What up, Vaughn?
Yo, what's good, bro?
How you, man?
I'm good, bro. Looking to get it back. Had a pretty decent night last night. That AD rebound and assist ladder went high, I think up to like 20, 21. Walker Kessler hit the whole ladder, I think up to like 14 or more. So looking to keep it going tonight, bro.
Absolutely, Vaughn. You gave out some bangers last night for sure. You absolutely did, bro. Appreciate you sharing those.
Yes, sir, bro. So I ain't keeping it. I'm not getting too complicated tonight. I like Desmond Bain. I took the ladder at 3 and 4 on FanDuel. I laughed hard as shit when you said go on 365 and bet it up.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to make sure people know what their options were, Vaughn. That's all.
No, I'm glad you mentioned it because I did the little the promo joint like a week and a half ago and got the little free bets, and I've been playing off those. And like you said, it gives you ladder opportunities. A lot of sites you can't ladder.
Hey, bro, Vaughn, that joint. I mean, it's a side conversation, but Bet365 is fire, though. I done ran it up so much they probably about to limit me. I love it, bro. I love it.
Hey, look,
I took that $200 they gave me and ran it all the way up, Vaughn. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. What you?
I'm still playing on what I play.
Word. I like it.
1,000% on that, man. I'm on the Knicks first half at 4.5. I just like the Knicks first half. For some reason, the Knicks, I don't like betting the Knicks full game. So I got a question for you at the end too, but I'll get to that. One of my favorite plays for the night is I like the Charlotte Hornets team total under 109.5. So we know Charlotte has no LaMelo. So Charlotte's offensive rating with LaMelo in the game is 115. Without LaMelo, that drops to like 106 as an offensive rating, but their pace stays the same. So the pace stays the same. They're just less efficient. So you look at it, Kelly Oubre is just coming back off of, I think, a hand injury or wrist injury. Dennis Smith Jr. been in and out of the lineup. Mark Williams is only a lob option. PJ Williams got ruled out. Dennis Smith Jr. is not really a scorer. So I just don't see a lot of scoring for that Charlotte team today. And that kind of plays into my other play, which is Chris Paul assists at over 8.5. I just think Chris Paul comes out and makes a conscious effort to get KD involved early. And then he's hit this line, I think, the last 9 or last 10 games. I think against Charlotte, they've been playing better. But if you look at their body language after that, after LaMelo went out in that last game, body language was shot to shit. So I love that Chris Paul played with his assists. And then even Chris Paul assists, another thing I did was I went on DraftKings and I sprinkled on his first quarter assists at over 2.5 for plus 105. Is that it? Yeah, 2.5 assists at plus 105. So Charlotte has allowed. I mean, Chris Paul has hit this line a lot recently. I don't have my numbers right in front of me. I just got home from work. But I love that play, that Chris Paul 2.5 assists at plus 105. I had a whole lot of stats to back it. I just don't got it in front of me. I like Drew Eubanks rebounds. You talked about it a couple of days ago, how New Orleans has been struggling against the center spot. And all the numbers you ran off about them struggling offensively, they just haven't been playing well. If you look at it, and then they haven't been shooting the ball well. Them not shooting well leads to more rebounding opportunities. So I like that Drew Eubanks rebounds. I got it at 7.5 for plus money, and I laddered it to 10 at plus 230. I like Mark Williams rebounds as well. But I didn't play that one. That's just a lane for me. I think no LaMelo leads to. I think LaMelo has 10.2 rebounding chances per game. So those rebounding chances will go somewhere. I like Gordon Hayward rebounds at 4.5 as a sneaky play. And I'll get there somehow with Memphis. Either first quarter, first half spread. It'll probably be the total points. I haven't even capped it, but just looking at Houston since the All-Star break, man, Houston ain't. It's crazy watching it. So let's see. That's all I'm on. I got a little 4-leg parlay. That's not anything too crazy. Let's see. I don't typically get these out, but I'll run through these kind of quick. It's Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Zach LaVine at 20 points, and Bogey at 15, and it's plus 121.
Say that one more time, Vaughn. You said Jaylen Brown 20?
Yep, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine at 20, and Bogdanovich at 15. And I got odds at plus 121. All some
decent parlay pieces. If you look at those individually, all of the odds like minus 350, 400. So there's a high probability that this hits. I've been playing bankroll builders the entire month of February. I think my Discord is up like 12, 13 units in the month of February. So yeah, man, we've been doing pretty good in the Discord, looking to keep it rolling. I've been playing these. I've been sending out little cheat sheets, and we've been cashing on those with some parlay pieces. Still keeping the straight bets as well, man. And that's all I'm on for today, man. I want to say I appreciate you more than anything else, you, Ronald, Jay, because you and Ronald be talking about something that helped me a lot, and that's something where if you don't like the spread, then take a closer look at the team total. Because I like Phoenix today, I just don't like Phoenix minus 10. I like Charlotte to kind of go under their team total. I think Phoenix wins this game pretty much no matter what. It's just how you think they get there, and I just like Charlotte to not get to their team total. So listening to you guys, man, it's great resources, it's great knowledge, more than anything else. And it's people providing free games. So I love that, man. But that's all I'm on for today, bro.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. I appreciate that too, man. Appreciate that. Love of work that the guys you mentioned doing, man. Jay, always Ronald, Ski, throw Ski in there as well. Everybody doing really good work, man. Appreciate your insight as well, man. I think you got some sharp looks tonight, man. I hope you cash them, and I appreciate you sharing them, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, quick question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
What are some of your rules? So one of my rules is I don't bet Brook Lopez. I don't bet teams on fifth game in 7 nights. I don't bet the 4 and 6. I never bet primary scores against OG Anunoby for Toronto. So just what are some of your rules that you don't bet or things like that you try to stay away from?
They change, Vaughn. Honestly, bro. I think that's a conversation that I could probably talk about for like an hour. So I'm not saying that my rules change. I think at different points throughout the season they change. Like we spend the first, I think for the most part, like everybody spent the first month just losing money, giving it to the sports books because we didn't know what to expect from these teams and what we thought we was going to get. We didn't get. It was a lot of parity in the league. But it just kind of changed. One of the things that I really don't ever do is bet against a team after they just lost by 30 points because, as a man with pride in the most competitive league, most competitive basketball league in the world, I just feel like you got to come back out with something. You know what I mean? The next game. So the Hawks had who did the Hawks play the other day? The Hawks had played the Nets at home. After getting beat by almost 50 points against Chicago Bulls the night before, and everybody jumped on Atlanta real quick because they were only laying 5 in that spot, and they ended up not covering that spread. So it's just it's different things like that I try not to do, and then I just try to bet whatever makes the most sense. But that's definitely the rule that I think of that kind of comes to my head right now the most. Right now I got a no bet on certain teams list. I'm not betting on Houston ever. I'm not betting on San Antonio ever. I'm not betting on Utah ever over the next week or so. I just kind of got to see how they do. But I do think that right now in the NBA, we are starting to see the real contenders separate themselves from some of the pretenders. Who gonna make the playoffs? Who fighting really really hard? And their actions showing us that they really trying to get Victor Wembanyama the most. You know what I mean? Who literally trying to score 35 points in the second half of a game because they win it at halftime and they really need to make sure they lose the game. Those are things that I'm looking for and that I'm just making a mental note. Sometimes I jot them down, sometimes I don't. Also, I'm glad Boo Boo's brother just said in the chat, said the Clippers burned me too many times. Another one of my rules, at least more so recently, you go back and track all my plays because they all on YouTube, and I got them in the spreadsheet as well. I'm not betting on teams when they first get these new acquisitions. One of the reasons why I didn't lay the points tonight with the Charlotte with the Suns. Do I think they should win the game? They absolutely should. Do I think they cover the spread? They absolutely should. If I had to play the game, am I taking Charlotte to keep it within 10? I'm not. I'm laying the points with the Phoenix Suns just having so much more talent, but I'm not playing teams when they just got their new guy. Like I talked about, the Clippers been losing a lot of people money since Westbrook got there. Just can't get it right. They were 6.5 point favorites last night, and they hadn't even won a game with Westbrook on the team. So it's a lot of acclimation. You know what I mean? You lost a lot of guys. You got Plumlee in there. You got Bones Highland. It's just a lot to get used to. You don't got Kennard no more. You don't got Reggie Jackson. Zubac in and out of the lineup. So I just kind of feel everybody trying to get used to Westbrook, and I'm not blaming Westbrook for it. I'm not in the business of betting on teams right now that just have these new guys. So that's one of my this time of the year, right after the trade deadline, type philosophies that I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, I think this team gonna do that because they, nah, I'm not doing that. So those would probably be the top two right now. I'm not betting against teams that lost by, well, good teams anyway, that lost by 25, 30 points. So yeah, those would be the things. Speaking of that, real quick, I think I'll make sure I wanted to mention this as well. I talked about the Houston game, and I think I screenshotted it and saved it. One thing I looked at in that Houston game is so the Houston scored. Let me get monotone up. I'm just gonna be quick. I talked about the Houston game only being able to lay the points with Houston and not looking to back. Not lay the points with Houston. Hell no. Lay the points with Memphis and fade the Houston Rockets. One thing I looked at in that game was, and I think I screenshotted it. Let me just check. I looked at so the Houston Rockets scored they didn't score a lot of points last night, but they did make a lot of shots. And so 112 points is a lot for the Houston Rockets. They typically score around like 107, 108. So one of the things I looked at was let me see if I still got it up. I looked at so they made 48 shots yesterday, the Rockets did. So I looked at the Rockets after they made 45 shots because I couldn't do I could have looked at points, but I just looked at like actual shots. They shot almost 50% last night against the Denver Nuggets. They scored they made 48 shots. So I looked at the Houston Rockets after they've made 45 shots in a game, which is a pretty high number for them. They've only done it 4 times this season. After that, which is like an offensive explosion for them, making 45 shots, they're 0-4 straight up, 0-4 against the spread, 3-1-1 to the over in their next game, and they're losing 128.8 to 112.2. So that's a 16-point margin of victory, which is another reason why I would look towards playing the Grizzlies in this spot or nothing at all. Like I said, they're giving up 128 points in that spot. To the Kings, it happened against the Kings. They lost 120 to 140, and they did it against the Nuggets. They lost 112 to 133. That was the game last night. Also in January, to the Timberwolves, that was the game, the only one that went under. They lost 113 to 104 in that spot, and then it happened one time earlier against the Nuggets as well, 129 to 113 back on November 28th. So after the Rockets make 45 or more shots, they're 0-4 straight up and against the spread in conference games in their next conference game. So another more support for the Houston Rockets, but like I said, I didn't get there. I do think that they smashed the Rockets tonight. Monotone, what's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I don't wanna hold us up. Gotta pop out of here real quick, but I've been hearing a lot of great stuff in here, so I figured I'd add a couple props. Maybe, remember why I love the spaces so much. I know someone yesterday was talking Kenrich Williams steals. He had 5, so that was pretty cool. And then I heard, obviously, the Mitchell Robinson talk earlier, which I definitely tailed. So once again, shout out to you for holding these spaces. Definitely very fun to hear everybody's picks. For me, I love Jared Vanderbilt today. Yesterday I was on THT on the defensive side of the ball. Today I'm on Jared Vanderbilt. I played him and Jalen Williams to both get a steal, and that one is minus 115. And then I also played Vanderbilt over 1.5 blocks and steals, and then I added in, just a super popular. I added the Suns money line just to bring it from 160 to 108, but you can also add the Grizzlies or something like that if you're more comfortable with that. But Vanderbilt, when he gets the minutes, man, it is absolutely awesome. I believe 10 of 12 games where he's played over 25 minutes, he is hitting this number. He's been very consistent with both the steals and the blocks, and then he obviously gets a great matchup right here against a team that doesn't really have a true center that's going to force him into foul trouble, force him into uncomfortable positions. This should be a turnover-prone game. I love a bunch of defensive props on both sides of the ball. Hopefully I didn't overexpose too much. But yeah, I love Vanderbilt and Jalen Williams to both get a steal. I also played Williams to get 2 steals and a separate play. at plus 145. I love the plus money right there. Williams, I hyped him up a lot yesterday. I mentioned that he leads the 2020 or leads the NBA in steals in the year of 2023. He obviously cashed us out yesterday, got 2 steals, I believe. And then he had 6 steals against the Lakers earlier this year. So those are probably some of my favorite spots. But I got a lot of weird props today. But those are my favorites for sure.
I like them, monotone. No matter how weird they are, as long as they cash, man. That's all that matters. I thought THT getting the block last night because I told you can't jump over a loose leaf sheet of paper. I thought that one was weird, but it cashed, and that's all that matters, bro. Appreciate you sharing the looks, monotone. Appreciate the THT one block last night against the Spurs as well. Hope you cashed that as well. Appreciate you for sharing it. Let me kick it to LJ real quick, and then we're gonna wrap up. I'll go back over my officials, and also want to just thank everybody for coming through as well. What up, LJ?
What's going on, Chris? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, man. You live. What's up?
Man, what's going on, man? I just jumped in the car. I was hoping you were still on, my brother. I just want to give up my trilogy player today tonight. Knicks, first quarter, minus the 2.5, man. They're like 8-2-1 in their last, I think, 11 first quarters. And the Nets are 1-6-1 in their last 8 in the first quarter. On the road versus the East, my friend. And we do all know the Knicks are the number 1 ATS team in the first half. So you can do first quarter and first half. I'm not mad at you, but to make it official like a whistle for LJ, first quarter, man, Knicks minus the 2.5. Lock it in, Chris.
I like it, LJ. I think it could be a trifecta today, man. I didn't play it, but I do think it could be a trifecta. I think they smashed these boys tonight. I think they, get the Nets out of here. And I think it's, more so just because of the spot that the Knicks are in. I mean, that the Nets are in the second leg of a back-to-back third game in 4 nights. I also talked about, I talked about this earlier, but I think, matter of fact, let me see what I had. So 2 other things I want to mention real quick just on this game. So I talked about it earlier. When the Knicks and the Nets played earlier this season, the Knicks, last month, the Knicks, and when I say last month, I mean February because now we're in March. The Knicks, they were on both teams were on one day's rest. The Knicks scored 124 points. They beat them 124 to 108. Now their team total is only 115. So I like that to go over. You also, you get the dynamic of the rest advantage because now you're a home favorite. And you are the more rested team that's not on the third leg of of a back-to-back. So second game in, of a back-to-back and third game in 4 nights. Also, another thing I looked at, because I'm like 7 points is kind of a lot to lay with the Knicks. You look at home favorites since February started, right? So rest advantage hasn't really been a big thing this season. We've actually seen that be, actually non-profitable. But since February started, the rest advantage has actually been doing pretty well for the home favorites. So home favorites laying 7 points or more with their opponent on the third leg of a back-to-back, and that team that you're betting on as the home favorite actually has at least 1 day of rest, so at least they're not playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. Those teams are 11-3 straight up, 11-3 against the spread. 78% said that they win the game by double digits, which is why I took the Knicks minus the 7.5. I like it, man. I like it a lot. I like it.
I'm on full game too.
Let's cash it, LJ. Let's cash it, man.
Make it official with the first quarter, but you do know also, Chris, that trend that you gave out maybe like a week ago. I think that the road dog coming off a home loss on the second leg of a back-to-back, 1-19 or something straight up. You said.
Hold on, Ron. LJ, hold on. Let me say that again. What I say?
You say a road dog coming off a home loss on the second leg of a back-to-back is like 1-19 or something. You said. I think you said on Jay Money Show with me. I believe you said that trend. I wrote it down, and it applies to the Nets tonight.
So hold on. So road dog coming off a home loss on the second leg of a back-to-back.
Yes.
I don't think I've looked at that today. Hold on. Let me check that out real quick.
You said it because I wrote it down. You said the trend maybe like a week ago. I don't remember exactly.
Oh damn! I did say it. Yeah, I said it. You're right. It's right here. Yeah. So road dogs coming off a home loss and their rest. So yeah, road dogs coming off a previous home loss on with no rest are 1-20 straight up.
There you go.
6-15 against the spread. That's 72% says to take the Knicks tonight as well. Winning those games by average of 15 points in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, eight of them have covered in a row. So yeah, even more support. I like it, LJ. I forgot I mentioned that, brother. I appreciate you. Let's cash it, bro. It might be a Knicks trifecta spot tonight. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that so I got to jump off, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. LJ for contributing. Stephen for contributing. Monotone, Vaughn, Dream, everybody that came through, man. The show is not the same without you guys, contributing as well, because it's not just my looks. My plays that I played are officially at the bottom on the ticker. Can't try to keep them up there. Charlotte, Detroit is now like 222.5. I played it under 227. Played the Knicks minus the 7.5, and I also played the Lakers earlier this morning minus the 1.5. I also played them +1. After the show ended, before the AD news. So do I encourage you guys to play that? Absolutely not. Do I think the Lakers win the game today? I still do, man. I think that they find a way. And if they're going to find a way, I think the game goes under, but I didn't play the under there. And then probably my favorite play that I didn't play, going back to what Stephen said with Mitchell Robinson, I like his double-double tonight, but I don't want to play too much in that game. If I had to sprinkle on a little something crazy, it would be Desmond Bane, probably to hit 6 threes or 5 threes. And John Morant to potentially get a triple-double again on the second leg of a back-to-back tonight. And those would be my top looks today. I think those will be my top looks today for sure. So best of luck to you guys and on all your action. I will be back tomorrow, as always, 7 a.m. for Cashed It with Chris to try to get ahead of some of the earlier lines. Until we meet again, best of luck to you guys. I'm out.